Hey, welcome to the channel. So today's reading, we're going to be exploring the transformative energies of the pink full moon in Scorpio on April 23rd, 2024. This moon merges Scorpio's intensity with the nurturing qualities of the pink moon. And it's really urging us to confront our emotions and embrace a rebirth. So emotions may have been running high this week, and we're going to ask Spirit to channel some truths and opportunities for you and some healing during this lunar phase. So we're doing a pick a card reading today. We have our three groups laid out. Group number 1, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Group number 2, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and group number 3, we have the 9 of Wands. So take a moment, take a look at the images, tap into your intuition, and whichever card that you are drawn to is your reading, and you'll find the link in the captions below. Love and light. Hey, group number 1. So you chose the 4 of Pentacles, which tells me this is in the placement about what you've created since the new moon. So what you've been working on, which has brought you up to this pink full moon. And we have the 4 of Pentacles. And what I see with this card is that you've been working on your security, and you could have been working quite hard, group number 1. There's an element of stress in this card as well, because what I'm seeing is these young bunnies look like dependents, or that translates as responsibilities to you, group number 1. So it could actually be dependents, as in children or family members, things like that. Or it could be just things like that money's been on your mind with financial burdens, bills, getting tasks done at work, and that you've been really, that's taken the majority of your energy, group number 1. But you've done it, you've achieved it. I see it paying off. And with the 4 of Pentacles though, there is quite a tight energy around this. So like I said, a kind of stressed energy. And sometimes it can bring a slightly limiting feeling with it, almost like that sense of maybe not having enough, or that if you've been worried about maybe not having enough, and that's what's been on your mind and sort of causing an element of stress that I'm seeing. But what we have as a result of this, and what the energies that you're moving into, is the beautiful 10 of Cups, which is about emotional fulfillment. It's about reaching that goal and then some, group number 1. So this is a real shift from this kind of concern and worry of not having enough. But maybe that hard work and that effort that you've put in, I'm seeing it paying off and translating into a 10 of Cups energy. And this is also feels emotionally that you can open back up and maybe begin to relax a bit more, group number 1. I see like a lot of people around you as well that feel supportive. That this could be colleagues, it could be family, friends again, but it's people who are part of your journey, part of your soul path, group number 1. And the 10 of Cups, like I say, is just, it has that wish fulfillment energy, and I feel like it brings the message with this for you, group number 1, is that you're moving closer towards that goal. And through doing this, putting in that effort, even though it would be worrisome and stressful in some ways, you have actually turned the wheel and kept yourself on. You've either got yourself on that path, or you've moved much further down that path towards this 10 of Cups. And then in the position of what's coming towards you, we have the 2 of Pentacles, which suggests to me, I can see that this is about staying grounded in a busy time. So I feel like the busyness will continue, and it's about being mindful of trying not to kind of do what you can really to avoid becoming overwhelmed. Now I see someone here with you, kind of in it, so this could be a partner, this could even be a colleague who kind of understands and gets the stress levels in a way of how much that you've got going on. I'm seeing that you're having to juggle quite a lot here, group number 1. But there is some, I'm hearing like partner in crime that is helping you along this journey, help you to stay sane, help you to stay balanced. And really it's about, like I say, staying grounded within the busyness. So whatever tactics that you have, that you be mindful of that, group number 1. So if it's going to the gym or if it's meditating, you know, your spiritual connection, do those things that you taking time out even to yourself. If you can carve out that during the day, some time out for yourself, if you're sort of introverted by nature or just need to do that to process what's happening, make sure to put that time aside for you during this busy period that I see coming towards you. Now this is the card of what's no longer serving you, group number 1, and we have the 5 of Swords, which is about, this card can often speak about some conflict. Now this can be an internal conflict, or it can be an actual conflict with another person or people. And there is no, I feel like this is a waste of energy for you, group number 1, essentially. It could have been going on for some time for some of you already, or it could be what comes up in the near future for you. But it's like disagreements, so maybe harsh words being said, and words coming out, how, you know, like when if you would say in the heat of the moment, for example, and you didn't really mean it. And some damage that can be caused by that. Now I don't see, with it being a 5, this often is the case, is that there isn't long-term damage that is being made in this conflict, but it's something that is essentially like needs to be nipped in the bud and is just a waste of your energy, group number 1. So that's something not to get too caught up in, I would say, and to let it go by you as much as you can. Let it go, even if it feels frustrating, to even if you know you're in the right and the other is in the wrong. Maybe it's about picking your battles and looking at the bigger picture, not getting caught up in the weeds with this person or these people. And because right next to it we have, so this is in the position, so this is what needs to be let go of, and this is how to let go of it. And we've got the 8 of Swords, which is about, again, expending energy through worrying. We see this moon here, which is like it's keeping you up at night. We've got Swords here, which I'm drawn to. It's almost like that there's snakes tied round it that I'm seeing images, but it's like roots, you know, or snakes, something trying to tie you in knots, and it's almost like it's tying you in knots. You're overthinking of this situation, and it feels like something that, you know, really no good can come from this through investing and wasting too much energy on that. So again, try to manage those negative thoughts and those anxieties, worries, fears that come in from this conflict, group number 1. And just disengage as much as you can. Disengage emotionally, disengage practically, you know, if that's possible. Have minimum communication with this person if that's possible, or just try to shut down the conflict and the argument that's happening, and don't waste your energy on it, is what I'm seeing and feeling for you. And then finally we have in the position, so what to focus on moving forward, and we've got the 7 of Wands. And I'm seeing you in in like a position of power here in some ways, or holding the power in a situation. Now, however that resonates with you, group number one, it's either a reminder of your power in the situation. So again, if it's connected to this conflict, it could be with a partner, it could be with colleagues, with family members, wherever you feel like, wherever this resonates and you feel like whoever it lays with, you are actually, I'm seeing, you have more power in the situation than maybe what you feel, maybe what you see. And Spirit is encouraging you to stand your ground. And that can be another way to disengage in the conflict if you just set a boundary. That's what I'm hearing and seeing. So if you can just say, look, this is my decision. I don't want to talk about it beyond this. This is my line that won't be crossed. And this is my final decision, and that's end of discussion. So that would be one way as well of kind of ending the conflict. Or disengaging could be another, but as long as you're, please don't sacrifice something that you strongly believe in and feel is just. But I feel like it's about not getting into, like I say, not getting into the weeds with this person or people. Standing your ground. You can expect a bit more pushback from them to continue, but I see that if you can just hold that boundary, then it will pass through, and that it's important for you to take this stand at this moment. I'm just going to ask for any final messages. Any final messages for group number one, please? Any final messages for group number one? Oh, we have the Devil card, which again is about, I always see this card of, it's an opportunity for transformation with the Devil. And the Devil, often people see this negatively, but how I see it is that it's about being triggered. So maybe some situation at work, for example, for some of you, it can be that you've experienced something in the past that was a negative experience, and then someone's behaviour, for example, is re-triggering this and bringing up old emotions and old wounds. Or again, in a relationship, it could be whatever applies to the situation. But this can actually be empowering to know this, that, the big emotions, we talked about the pink moon and it being in a Scorpio placement, digging up old wounds, resurfacing, and about this is an opportunity to confront some emotions that have maybe lied dormant. And what I'm seeing is this situation of conflict is maybe to you even that the emotions feel too big to what warrants even the conflict of what's happening. And that could very well be because you are being triggered from something that's happened in the past. So it's like reopening a wound. And this really gives us an opportunity when this happens for us to heal really, and to understand ourselves more. And by looking at past wounds, it gives us a chance to heal them that little bit more, to understand them that little bit more, and to get more control and more of our hold on our triggers, so that we can be more observant and less overwhelmed and swamped by it and become reactive as well. And we see with this Seven of Wands about what to focus on. Spirit is encouraging you to stay calm, stand your ground, and like I say, not be overwhelmed by triggers, but understanding why we're feeling what we're feeling is like the kind of building block, the step number one of being able to get control of our emotions, is understanding where they're coming from and why it's happening. So group number one, I hope this reading resonated for you. If it did, please let me know in the comment section down below. Give the video a like and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best during this lunar phase. Love and light. Hey group number 2, welcome to your reading. So first off, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which was the original card that you were drawn to. And this is in the placement of this reading in what you've created since the new moon and what's brought you to where you're at now as we go into the full pink moon. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles, which tells me that you've been working hard on something. I see you even working into the night on something as well for some of you. So this could be career related, it could be finances, just with it being Pentacles, but it can really apply to whatever's going on for you at the moment, group number 2, whatever's at the forefront. But it's required, I feel like, a lot of patience, a lot of self-reflection, maybe not even seeing the results that you've wanted to as yet, like it's been slow moving coming in, and it's required somewhat of a sacrifice energy almost, like the and also an element definitely of having to have trust, group number 2, trust the process. But I feel like there's a very specific goal in mind of what you, and I feel like you've been very focused and maybe had quite a lot of just tunnel vision, which has been, it's a very great sort of attitude, and I feel like Spirit is approving of this kind of energy, but it could have been like a period, I would say, of hard work and feeling a bit like all work. As soon as I kind of looked at this reading, it was like almost this all work and no play energy, and that's just what's had to happen and the way things that have played out for you, group number 2. Now next to it we have the 7 of Pentacles, and this is what you've kind of, through these efforts, how that's brought you to where you're at now, and and what it has done is put you in a good position, group number 2. So this is good to see. The 7 of Pentacles is about being able to actually lift your head up from the hard work that you've done with this Knight of Pentacles, with the patience that you've had and the intent and the focus that I've seen. The 7 of Pentacles is basically being able to take a step back and look at, you've given yourself options, and you now can take a step back and look at what did work, what didn't work. So even if this was, this could be a relationship for some of you people as well, and that you've put a lot of energy into making this work, and then it gives you a chance now just to assess really what's gone well and what didn't. Say if you were overcoming challenges within this connection, or for some of you, because it is Pentacles, like I say, it can be just finances, career, straightforward with that. And that again, looking at what's brought you results, what's brought you the best sort of feedback in a way, what's brought you the best financial rewards, and then what hasn't. And it gives you a chance to be discerning and essentially let go of what isn't working, so that you can save your energy and maybe work a little bit less hard in a way, and create a bit more balance, is what I'm seeing is from Spirit, is kind of, that's the goal, that's what we're working towards. Because what is coming towards you is, in this placement, is the 3 of Wands, which is expansion. This is a really beautiful card. The Wand's energy brings the passion back into the situation for you, group number 2. What inspires you, the creativity back into it, so it's not just at the grindstone, that day in, day out kind of groundhog dog, I can't speak, Groundhog Day energy. But the Three of Wands brings the lightness back into the situation, the magic back into the situation. We see a full moon, very interestingly here as well. The pink moon is connected to pink blossoms, which we see here. So actually this full moon feels very significant turning point for you, group number 2. And this could be the time when the tide begins to turn for you. And I just see you being more reinvigorated and some more fun really coming back into this, and you've been able to plan for the future. Maybe you've been so bogged down with the day-to-day that you haven't been able to actually look to the future, make plans, begin to really enjoy the process again of whatever you're in, and begin to look to the future and make steps and plans there. Now what we have in the placement, this is what is no longer serving you, is the Six of Swords. Now we see a tortoise here, or a turtle, sorry, that is going upstream. Again, it's like working incredibly hard, I'm seeing, of going upstream. And what the Six of Swords talks about is moving from quite a chaotic situation, or something where it's like that, the image is always of choppy waters. So it's that feeling of ups and downs. Things may have felt unstable, which is why you've had to counteract that and balance that with this really stable energy and this really consistent, just hard work energy, and stay very grounded and very focused, and closed off to an extent to lighter energies. And that's because maybe things around you have been chaotic. Other people's energy that they're bringing to the situation isn't grounded, so again you're having to counteract that. Maybe people have been unreliable and you've been this last line of defense that people have had to come to you to kind of clean up their mess, really, I'm hearing and seeing. So it's almost like moving, so with the Six of Swords anyway, it's moving into calmer waters, and it's being able to let go of that chaos, maybe setting boundaries, even if that's been necessary, if that's been part of the process, or maybe it's ongoing, group number 2, and that's something that still needs to happen, to set boundaries so that you're not getting the kind of the brunt, the bad end of other people's chaos. So if they're not planning for the future, or if they're not putting in the work, then you're having to clean up for them. Are there boundaries that you can put in place so this doesn't continue? This is about, remember, the placement of what needs to be let go of. But I'm hearing letting go of the chaos. That's what needs to go. Now in the how can you do this is the Chariot, which is your energy. I feel like we've talked about, you've been very focused and consistent throughout this. And the Chariot is really about charging ahead, I'm feeling in this reading for you, group number 2. Almost, as for some of you, leaving behind those that can't keep up with you, charging ahead, creating, I'm seeing like a distance, the gap widening like in a race. I'm seeing that your chariots of fire, in a way that you're moving ahead and breaking away from the pack. So that will resonate for some of you, and that distance just getting broader and getting wider for you, group number 2. And having a confidence in yourself as well. The Chariot always comes with the message that there's this very determined energy. It's a major arcana. And it's that energy of feeling like whatever's thrown in my path, like almost not being scared of challenges, that things that will be thrown in your path, almost expecting that as part of the journey of wanting to get to where you want to be. Group number 2, and not being afraid anymore, because you're so confident and so certain that you can overcome whatever's thrown in your path. So this just spells for you to progress so much faster, so much more confidently, because that self-doubt has gone, and it's not expecting things to work out perfectly anymore, but it's just having a knowing and an understanding that you'll get to your goal and you'll reach your achievement, whatever happens, which is a really powerful place to be. And lastly, we have the Three of Cups, and this is in the placement to you to focus on moving forward. And again, it's that lighter energy, group number 2, about celebrating your achievements. We see the pink blossom again here. For some of you, if you enjoy socializing, it can be encouraging you to connect with loved ones, friends, to celebrate, maybe to get out there and socialize more and have that time to enjoy the journey. Or for others, you know, celebrating can look very different. It can just be about doing things that you enjoy. If that's, you know, watching a film that you really love, or self-care, taking those day-to-day pleasures, that, you know, if it would be having a nice meal, or sort of self-congratulating yourself, taking charge of that celebrations and bringing, like I say, a lightness back into the situation, after what looks to be like maybe some quite heavy energies, and maybe you feel burnt out even for some of you. And it's really just, this card talks about having some downtime as well along the way. So the play to counteract the all work and no play. Make sure that you take some time out to play, group number 2. So I'm just going to ask for any final messages for group number 2, please. Any final messages? Final messages for group number 2, please. We have the beautiful Magician card, so ending on another major arcana for you, group number 2. And this is, again, like the Magician is the manifester, so you being able to just transform your ideas, your plans, your goals into the 3D to materialize them, group number 2. This is a comfort, this is a reassurance from spirit that this will happen. And I feel like it's really comes with a message though, to don't forget the element of magic and allow that room for spirit to help you on this journey. Maybe you've been feeling very much like, I feel like this path and this journey, like it's all on you to do this, that it's all on you, and there's no help maybe from others, maybe being let down by others has brought you here. But spirit is always with you, spirit is always by your side. Allow and hold the space for magic as well, and allow for miracles to happen. So align with that kind of energy, group number 2 as well, so it doesn't feel the full weight is on your shoulders. And this is happening. I see with the Magician as well, it will pay off what you've done, and you will continue down this road to create and to manifest, but also allow, you know, make it easier with spirit's help and with the help of magic. I hope this reading resonated for you. If it did, please do give me a thumbs up, leave any comments in the section down below, and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best, group number 2, in this lunar phase. Love and light. Hey group number 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose the card, the 9 of Wands, and this is in the placement. So what have you created since the new moon, and what's brought you to where you're at now as the full pink moon in Scorpio is happening? And with the 9 of Wands, this tells me that you've been having what could be quite a stressful time, group number 3. I feel like that you could be feeling quite overwhelmed at the moment. This could be emotionally, it could be practically, it could be all of those things. So whatever's at the forefront of what's going on for you, if it's a relationship, if it's at work, finances, all of the above, group number 3. And the 9 of Wands has been in that place where it feels like a last stand, even, that you've been pushed and pushed and pushed, and that energy feeling at the end of your tether, burnt out, worn out. But you are still standing, you are still holding your ground, which is really admirable. You are still putting in the work and the effort, and you've really held your own. I feel like group number 3, in whatever situation that you're dealing with, we see like a full moon back here in this image, and it's kind of an orangey, warm but pink moon that I'm seeing in this reading that we have now. So I see that it is really like that this is a turning point with the energies that is going on with this full moon, and it is an opportunity to start a new cycle after being pushed to the brink, and that this kind of energy is closing out and coming to an end for you, group number 3. But I feel like Spirit just wants to acknowledge kind of what you've endured and what you've been through, and that standing your ground was the right thing to do, was the best thing to do, because the energies that stand next to it, which is more like what's coming through for you in the near future, is the 9 of Cups, which is a much calmer energy. It's a feeling of calmness and contentment with this card. It can be about, for some of you, it's about achieving something independently, really, almost like through this hard work, that if you felt like something was all on your shoulders, group number 3. And this is about achieving something on your own, and that how that brings us a lot of pride, and we get out a lot of, there's something about achieving something solely on your own that is really fulfilling and really transformative. We see this proud peacock here, who is having a moment of really being able to enjoy that their moment and take in those good feelings. So if this hasn't already happened, group number 3, you can expect that whatever that goal is that you've had to stand your ground so fiercely with and burn yourself out on, this is you kind of on the other side of that, with that sense of achievement. And Spirit is bringing the message and encouraging you to really take that in when that happens, and be proud of yourself, take pride in the moment, and just enjoy it. Now, what's further down the line coming towards you is a huge transformation with this major arcana, the Death card. Now, Death card obviously can worry people, but really what the Death card talks about is just a big transformation. It's like shedding a skin. It's leaving the old ways behind that no longer serve us. Like we mentioned on the intro here, this pink moon is in Scorpio, which is often brings in these qualities, about letting go of old ways of being. That image of, we have an owl here, which is about the wisdom of the owl. But traditionally there's often comes with it the message of a butterfly who must work hard and have the painful transformation of breaking free first from the chrysalis in order to transform and be free and be its beautiful self. So big energies are around here, group number 3, big transformational energies, that this run up of wherever you've come through this kind of stressful period is actually taking you towards a big transformation. And on the other side of that big transformation, you can be somewhat of a different person after what you've been through, and where you find yourself in a completely new cycle. Because here we also have, this is the placement of what is no longer serving you. And interestingly, we have the Tower card, another major arcana for you, group number 3. So again, big energies. We've got all this we've got, out of 6 cards, we've got 4 major arcanas. So big transformation is happening. Now the Tower energy, like I say, this is in the placement of what no longer is serving you. And what I feel like is that this Tower energy can be like it's things that, it's like having a shock or a sudden change in circumstance that shake down what again no longer serves us, and creates space to rebuild a new life which is in line with our true nature and our true selves. But through that can be quite an uncomfortable process. And I feel like with it sitting directly below this 9 of Wands, that this Tower moment has already happened. And it's almost like the aftermath is what you're dealing with as well. That is maybe this stressful period of the shock, the loss, the upheaval, something really impactful that maybe you didn't see coming, group number 3, has happened. And what I'm seeing is that kind of shakedown energy, we see like a tree here falling, and this is the bird's home. So it's about loss. And it's almost like that aftermath and the maybe that you've got caught up in that. And I feel like that's what needs to end as well, and that there needs to be some sense of calmness that comes back through, some sense of normalcy, maybe after a very turbulent, chaotic time, group number 3, that you've fought really hard to get through. And now it's almost like that has gone on for long enough. I feel like it's the message from Spirit. And this is becoming now a drain on you. Maybe someone is around you, maybe people around you, or say if it was a love relationship, that they're perpetuating this sense of chaos and loss somehow. So maybe if it was, for some of you, an ex-partner who won't let go, who will keep coming back into your life to almost reactivate the ending, the loss, the chaos, to cause confusion in your life. Or for some of you, if it was a work situation even, where it's almost like the chaos perpetuates, and that the loss, that say a business has took a big hit and people are somehow still perpetuating that energy, is all that I'm seeing and feeling. And really it needs to be a new phase, does need to come through with this full moon. And in this lunar phase, the chaos needs to be replaced by some kind of calmness. And maybe that's obviously what you want. I feel like you've had enough, and that is the goal for you. Now, how can you let go of those energies? We've got the moon, which is, so to have the moon in this moon reading is wonderful. And so this feels like a significant moment. Again, like we've got 3 moons actually in this reading as well, just about the significance of this pink moon being an opportunity for energies to change. Now, with the moon, with this being the way that you can let go of this Tower energy, I'm hearing the message, you may not have all the information that you need, like ever. You might never get the full picture of what's gone on. There's some sort of element of chaos and mystery is what I'm hearing. With the moon brings like mysterious energy, hidden energy, which can bring up our insecurities. And what with this message I feel like is that needs to, even if maybe you would like the full information, the full picture, but you might not get that. And even without the full picture, you're able to somehow move on from it. And with the moon, it asks us to trust our intuition above everything else. So there comes a point maybe when, if you're looking for information, looking for answers, in the material world from others and to get something in black and white, and that's not always possible. And with the moon, it just encourages us to say the best truth, like the best way to find out the truth and the best way to get the information in some ways is to look within and to go inside and to trust your intuition. Group number 3. This is what will free you from this tower energy is your intuition. And then we have what to focus on moving forward, and this is the Hermit card. So this is again to look within. That is where you're going to find your answers, group number 3. So it feels like someone or something is really bringing this sort of negative energies or chaos towards you, that it's not really coming from you. I feel like it is external energies that are affecting you, and there needs to be some way that you can protect yourself within this. And the Hermit is again to not look outward for answers, but to go within, just like the moon. It would be, you know, we've got the moon again. Shine a light on your intuition. That's what's trying to guide you. That is always there with messages. If we can just be still enough, be quiet enough to hear the messages. I'm just going to ask the card for any final messages for group number 3, please. Any final messages for group number 3? About trusting yourself, group number 3. I think trusting your intuition and trusting your own wisdom, and maybe someone or something has tried to shake that and throw you off and fill you with doubt, really. And it's about a way to get back on track. It's about connecting and trusting yourself again. Yeah, because we've got the 7 of Cups, which is about having choices, which will bring you to a place. I think if you can check in with yourself and reconnect to yourself and your intuition, this will make you realize and feel and think like you've actually got more options and choices than what you originally felt like you had. Maybe you feel backed into a corner, trapped into a situation with this stressed out 9 of Wands here. This whole process has made you feel like that maybe you are trapped in a situation. But if you can tap into your intuition, your higher self, spirit, whatever is your guide, a higher power, but really your own inner voice, then it will be revealed to you, group number 3, that you've actually got more options than what you first thought. You'll have as well, the next step after that, once realizing that you've got options, is to see which is the best option for you and to see through any illusions. So people and places and things may present options to you that seem appealing, but ask yourself, is it the right choice for you? Is it, we don't have to say yes to every opportunity, and it's about what's picking the right one, what's best for us. And when we look to the future, what is it that we really want and what aligns with that. So group number 3, quite a big reading for you there with some deep messages. I hope it resonated for you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up, leave any comments in the section down below, and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best with this situation and during this lunar phase. Love and light.